Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to your favourite football fan channel, Real Reds Talk. We've got plenty to discuss as always. Manchester United, we're going to be discussing about Antony to Saudi Arabia. Please, God, cross every finger and toes that you have currently if you sat down or stood up. I mean, I don't know if you'd be stood up watching the show. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, hopefully that happens. No strong links on that really as of yet, but a couple of journalists reporting it. We had an update on Fofana, potentially United going to hijack another deal off AC Milan. Joshua Zirkzee has a new number at the club. Will he do it justice? And we'll do a little bit of a Q&A towards the end as well if you guys fancy it. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and get your opinions in. I can already see loads of comments. But we'll dive into them shortly. Sam, what's the crack? What are we saying?
I'm a bit under the weather. I was just having a chat with everybody in the chat just while we were waiting on you. So yeah, everybody seems in a good mood. But yeah, I'm a bit under the weather, but nice little bit of a distraction as always. This show, and it's good. It's good. There's a bit of news to talk about because sometimes we struggle with these things and it's a bit dry. But yeah, it's a good bit of news.
Well, I myself have certainly been distracted today. I don't know whether to tell it now or do the story
Do it
at the end. Yeah.
Do it at the end.
Yeah. Right, okay. I've got a story for you anyway, so
Yeah.
stick around at the end, and I'll go through it. Another very eventful day for myself. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but yeah. Anyway, we'll dive into this Antony story. So this is coming from Sports Pete. I mean, the name itself basically tells you everything that you need. It's like he's just put sports in front of his name and claimed that he's a transfer expert.
Yeah.
But he is saying Al Nassr have registered their interest in signing Antony. The Saudi club have switched their attention to Antony after failing to agree a deal for Barcelona's Rafinha. Not a fantastic source, Sam, has to be said, but I will say the same thing that I said about Jadon Sancho. If, and it is a giant fucking if we can get rid of these wingers, it would then open a lot of other possibilities for us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, obviously, like I think we've been through our thoughts on Antony many times, and I don't think anybody on the channel and in the chat is under any illusion that this guy needs to go, and he's just not United standard. I don't want to go as far as like insulting personally because I think that's a step too far. But if other people want to, fine. Yeah, the source isn't reliable in my opinion.
It's the light mayo in the cupboard, and it's not a great source.
Like,
You want to wait.
There's no Ornstein, there's no Romano, there's not even a James Ducker on this, so it's tricky. But it makes sense as a Saudi signing, doesn't it? Like, it does make sense as a Saudi signing.
Yeah, because they're going for a younger model now, aren't they? And the Brazilians as well, for some reason.
Yeah, younger model, flashy player in terms of like that's his sort of selling point, isn't it? He's a tricky winger, he's flashy and stuff like that. He's coming from Manchester United. Obviously, that carries its own sort of caliber and its own sort of character. And then on top of that, he's probably looking at his sort of future at United in a minute with the stacked wingers, as you've alluded to several times. He's probably looking at that and going, I'm maybe not going to get any sort of game time here. I imagine Saudi's offering him a massive paycheck and a massive wage. So that'd be something that might attract him. And then he could go out there for 2-3 years, earn a shit ton of money, and then he could easily move back to Europe somewhere and get moved somewhere else. So like he's still young and he's not 24, 25. So yeah, it makes sense for all parties. I think the legitimacy of the source, I don't believe.
Yeah, it's hard because when you see things like that, it's almost they are feeding United fans, aren't they? They know kind of what United fans want, and as soon as you mention, oh, we might sell Sancho, or oh, actually, Saudi's back interested for Casemiro, or anything like that at all, they know United fans are going to jump all over it, whether it's true or not. So it's engagement, and any journalist who's online, that is basically their payments is engagement. So yeah, you can see why one may write that. The question is, how much is Antony even worth at this point, in your opinion?
Well, I put a poll in the chat and I said, how much should we get for Antony? It's still ongoing, but at the minute, 20 million is 21%, 25 million is 17%, 30 million is on 20%, and then 35 plus is on 42%. So I don't know who the fuck is voting for 35 plus. Maybe that I worded the question wrong. Maybe I worded it, how much will we get for Antony? How much and how should we get? In my head, 20 million. That's probably where I'm at with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm over egging the pudding, but I would say 20 million.
Is that how bad he's performed?
I'd say so.
Yeah. I think there was a stat going about one day. He got one goal against Newport, and he was acting like he just scored the final at the Bernabeu or something. He was a bit cocky in it, like cocky for his ability. You know, if you can accept it sometimes if they're in Eden Hazard or Cristiano Ronaldo. The ego comes with the ability, and you're like, okay, well, as long as you're performing on the pitch, that's fine. He's got an ego without the ability, which makes it 10 times worse.
He's also one-dimensional. Like, he has no other dimensions to him as a player. We know what his game is. Like, he will cut into his left and he'll try and shoot. That's all he does. And then a spin move and step overs that go nowhere. He has no other dimension to him as a player. Like, if you look at other players, they've all got these like different parts to them, how they work, and they keep players guessing, and you can't just nail him down to one thing. But Antony can. Like, it's obvious what he is and what he does and what he's about. So as a one-dimensional player, it's useless to United because you need players who are going to keep the opponent guessing. And if you bring him on, they'd be like, oh, fuck, I have to deal with this now. Whereas you bring Antony on, the fullback's probably thinking, oh, easy day for me. I know exactly what he's going to do. I'll just show him onto his left and he'll ping it up over the bar. Nice and easy.
Yeah. And guess what else is going to be an issue with him? His wages, because he's on £200,000 a week. So the only market for him really is Saudi Arabia, unless another club around here is willing to take a massive fucking risk and say,
mentally enough. Do
you know what? We believe he can be that guy. We can believe he can be that player, which I would be astonished at. So for me, and I'm sure the same with Sam, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm sure we both probably believe this. It isn't true. But we'll see how that develops, because if we do get more updates on this and it starts becoming more concrete and we see that more credible journalists are getting on it, then I'm full steam ahead. Push that deal as much as you can.
Like, you know, like, I know, like, we need to sort of, for a lot of players, I don't want us to sell them for cheap, because that's something historically we've done and it's not helped us. Like, the likes of Scott McTominay are offering like 13, 17 million. He's worth way more. Don't settle for that. But with Antony, I think it's at the point where he's just like, just take what you can get in it, really. That's kind of where I'm at with him. You're not going to get value from him. You're not going to get a decent chunk of change. Just take what you can get and get him out of the club. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Correct. I think Tanak needs to take the L on this one. What are we all saying in the chat then? Let me have a look. What I understood from the poll is how much we should get. In my head, I went, it's Saudi. We should get as much as possible. Right, okay. That's the way he was going. That's fair enough, Random. Dan Errington said, Random, can you let us know your actual name? I don't feel weird calling you Random. Yeah. Just let us know your actual name if you feel like it, or give us an alias. Yeah. If McTominay's worth 25-30, Antony must be worth 5 to 10. Jesus Christ. Like when Maguire did that ears thing, against Albania for England, won it, I think. Yeah. You need to read the room in it. Just fucking get your head back to the halfway line.
When you're playing poorly, a bit of humbleness goes a long way, because fans get on your side then. Like, if you're humble and go, I've not been good enough, but I'm working hard and I'm trying, fans will get behind you and be like, you know what, he knows he's not doing well and he's trying. But if you're acting like you're the big man, people just be turned off immediately, and you lose fans like that. You lose them.
Yeah, agreed. Andy Williams saying, to be fair, this window's turning into a bit of a nightmare. Again, me and Sam have different thoughts on that, and we went through it all last night, so I don't want to spend another 20 minutes going back and forth. McMillan, Antony stacked 12 million apparently, and Sander Berg 18 to 20. Combined, that's 30. That's 2 centre mids, and it helps with extra cash for delay. If we get Fofana, we only get 1 centre mid. Thoughts on Sander Berg, Sam? Because I went live on it, of course, this afternoon, but you've not had your say on it yet.
I'm not losing my mind like everybody else seems to be. Everyone else seems to be going, oh my God, what are we doing? Obviously, like, if you ask me, he's not the choice I would go with. Like, if you're asking me for midfielders, I can name about 5 and he wouldn't be on the list. But I think this is a tactic from Ineos, and they basically got a list of midfielders who A, are available, B, clubs will be willing to negotiate, C, price point is agreeable, and probably D, the player would be interested in joining. And I think he's on that list, and I think Laurie knows what he's doing. Like, if he puts a name like that out, it's going to get traction, because it's a new name, it's from a lower club, it's a championship, and he'll get something from it, and people will be engaged in the story. So I think that's what's happening here. I don't think we make a bid for him. I don't think he ends up at United. But it's interesting to see the names we're being linked with, because obviously we know about Zubimendi, we're going to talk about Fofana. We know about Amrabat, we know about Rabiot, so this is a new name to add to the list. That Anton Stash has been chucked about. I've not seen any journalists link him, but I've seen a lot of internet sort of tacticians chuck him out as a potential name available for a good price. I've not seen him myself, but I'll bend to better knowledge people who know more about him. So yeah, I don't think it's the worst signing in the world. Like, I don't know, I think people are overreacting, but I get why to go from Ugarte to him. I get people's emotional sort of drop off. I think, but people need to relax and chill out a little bit.
Yeah, Natalie Portman to Fizz from Corey, I said this afternoon. So we're on different ends of the thing there.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about Fofana in a moment. I just seen a comment I wanted to read out. Where's it gone now? It's gone, but I'll read out some comments anyway. Yeah, the start of the window was really good, but seems to have stopped. Hopefully, we can get a centre back and centre defensive midfield in. Richard's in the chat saying, please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yes, please do. My name is Jason. Thanks for asking, guys, says McMillan. Yeah, to be honest, though, like McMillan, that could be a second name, right? So you get a bit of a grasp, whereas random guy is just random guy. So I don't know anyone's name in here. I feel like I don't know you. So that's the thing.
I like Dan Fenner's just gone, I'm Dan, as if we didn't know.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. It's like, cheers, Jeff, innit? You know, he gives update. Yeah, he sprained his ankle. Cheers, Jeff. Right, let's talk about Fofana then, because that is the name that's floating about as well. And we've had a couple of updates. Again, not the strongest of journalists or links, but they are reports, and we are a fan channel, so we will talk about the reports. Manchester United are the first real threat to Milan for Youssouf Fofana. Fofana has opened up to joining United. There is no offer yet, but he still prefers Milan. These are important days. I'm pretty sure I saw a similar thing with Zirkzee saying that he's got an agreement with Milan. And anyway, United have presented an ambitious project to Youssouf Fofana. And there was a little bit towards the end, but this is from Florent Petterberg, just to tie it in with the midfield situation. Manuel Ugarte still would like to join United because he remains keen on their project. Despite the large valuation gap, the two clubs remain in contact. Now, I think what you're going to see here, Sam, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster with this midfielder in it. There's going to be so many links within the next couple of days. It's hard to kind of see through the mist, isn't it?
There's going to be a lot of agents pushing their client, isn't there, to try and, whether they go to United or not, but they're going to push United onto it to get a better deal with the club they end up eventually anyway. So there's going to be.
We've seen this rodeo before.
Yeah, we've been here before, so let's not think. I think like probably half of the names that we've been linked with, there's probably nothing in it other than agent talk and agents putting names out there. But yeah, I think I like Fofana. We've talked about him many times, so I'm not going to go into all that again. But I like him a lot. Fucking AC Milan are going to start hating us at this point, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like we've stole Zirkzee and we're looking at taking Fofana from them as well. So they're not going to be a happy bunny. Yeah. And I like AC Milan. Like in Italy, they're probably my favourite team. So I do like AC Milan. But if it's a choice between United and AC Milan, I'm picking United every fucking day.
Oh, of course.
So it is what it is. But yeah, it'd be interesting because the release clause, they've not mentioned the release clause in a while. That was the thing, wasn't it? It was 25 million, but now I've not seen that mentioned, so I don't know if that's still a thing. If we could do something similar to Zirkzee, because Zirkzee had the 34 million release clause, but we played a little bit more to have it favourable payment terms. Maybe we can do that, which means we could then go and get an Amrabat or get a Rabiot or whoever in addition, so he can reinforce that midfield. So, yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. He seems open to the move, so let's see what happens with it. But yeah, again, Gazzetta dello Sport is an Italian outlet, and they're very well known for not being the most legit of sources. Let's put it
for pushing. I mean, they were the same ones who were saying about Chiesa, Sancho swap deal. I remember doing a show about that, and that was from Gazzetta. And they do push quite a lot of nonsense out there, so I'd take it with a pinch of salt.
I'm sure they, when Chiellini was trying to get a new contract from Juve, I'm sure they pushed United when interested in him. And I was just like, this is bollocks. This is absolute bollocks.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in to know is if they had planned to spend 40 million on Ugarte, and now the list is compiling of Fofana, Sanderberg, these kind of players who are like 20, 25 million. Are they going to go and get two? or like a Rabiot on a free. Because otherwise, if they do go buy Yusuf Fofana, let's say or Amrabat, they could go just get him and Amrabat, and that'll end up cheaper than Duarte.
Exactly.
So then, would that be suffice for you?
Well, you got to think about it in terms of like De Ligt as well on top of that. So say that we were looking at 35, 40 million for Duarte. That doesn't leave a lot to negotiate with the De Ligt and Matswari deals, does it? Like that kind of sort of stakes. But if we go out and get Fofana for 25, Amrabat for say 13, something like that, but we have it on like split payment terms, that makes it easier for United to then go, all right, we'll offer you an extra 2, 3, 4 million for De Ligt, and we can get that deal done. And we get that. It gives you a bit more flexibility, I think, in the sort of arena of like when you're paying for players and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe that's what United are thinking. It's like we can get 4 deals done here, reinforce the midfield. Yeah, we didn't get the number 1 target, but we've arguably strengthened the team and it's cost us less money. So maybe that's what they're thinking.
We've actually just had another update on the midfield situation coming in from Ben Jacobs. Manchester United are considering a move for Atalanta midfielder Ederson as an alternative to Manuel Ugarte. Now, this is another player who's low-key decent. I've seen a lot of people speaking about him. Really good analysis online from a lot of good people who I follow, like H on X, or I think these Everyday MUFC, Devils in the Detail, these kind of people all on Twitter. I've all spoken very, very well of him. I haven't seen a lot. I've seen, I'm talking like tiny clips, so I have no idea what type of player he is. But the reputation is good. So maybe it might be a case of they pivot and go for a player like that. I'm not fussed with if we go for someone that's not necessarily a massive name. It was never with that with Duarte. I'm all right with that. Yeah. I've watched Sanderberg and I know what he's like. With Ederson, there's an unknown entity about him. I haven't seen him. It could be who had heard of Rodri basically before City signed him. Exactly. No one.
Atalanta as well are well known for buying young raw talent and developing them and then selling them on. We've seen it like Rasmus Højlund, like we bought from there. Coop Miner's going to Juve, I believe. Are they trying to get him? I think so.
Not sure.
They're well known for developing talent, and they under Gasperini, young, exciting, raw talent, and he won him a Europa League with them. So it's a good team, and I like the players that they develop and stuff like that. So it could be a really interesting signing. Obviously, don't know much about the guy. I don't know anything. Not followed him, so I couldn't speak on if he'd fit in the team and stuff. But I like these are the type of signings that me and Chivy have talked about. We need to go for these young raw talent that are at clubs that we could take and develop into like superstars or develop into top players. That's what we need to go do. Like chasing people like Duarte and stuff is fine, or chasing people like Matthijs de Ligt, fair enough. But like young raw talent who could develop into stars, I love that approach. I'd love to see United do more of that stuff. I'd be well behind that.
Yeah, not to forget as well, Andy just kind of reminded me that Ahmad came from Atalanta.
Exactly.
Højlund came from Atalanta. I mean, Atalanta, Christian Romero for Tottenham, Kulusevski. They've produced some top talents. Yeah, right up there. So yeah, I'm interested if he's good. I trust the scouting department at the moment to go and get that deal done. If you've got people like Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth they have these links. They know about these players. Wilcox as well, of course. So yeah, I'm fine with it. But let's just see. It's just a small link from Ben Jacobs at the minute, and he is he's reliable. But when it comes to transfers around United, it's a bit near or there. Sometimes I would probably say I wouldn't put him in the same category as Romano and Ornstein. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Right, we'll talk about Zirkzee in a minute, but there's loads of comments, so let's see what people are saying. Streets won't forget Prime Antony, says George Murmur.
When was that? You have to let me know when that was.
Ajax, basically, I think he's probably alluding to. We'll have to call you to a Kocha when you both hear Maka and Jay. Oh, okay.
Oh, Nick, the Streets. Just in as well from Ben Jacobs. Al Nassr attempting to sign Antony is being downplayed as a Saudi club are struggling to get the budget they want.
There you go. That is why. I mean, literally rewind 15 minutes, and that's exactly what we were saying. Just people reporting fucking nonsense. And Ben Jacobs, when it comes to Qatar and Saudi, is pretty good.
He lives out there, doesn't he? He lives out there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and knows a lot of people from clubs out there as well. So that I would say is more reliable than fucking Sports Pete in his bedroom. Sorry, Pete. Jay McGoggan, streets never even knew about Prime Antony. Yeah. Ornstein said we could get Dumfries if Wan-Bissaka leaves. This Wan-Bissaka stuff, again, spoke about this on the afternoon show, Sam. Apparently West Ham, this one from Laurie Whitwell, offering 18 million and a very good wage. Now, we've always been under the impression that they're offering 10 million and the wages hadn't been agreed yet. That had been reported by quite a lot of people, 10 to 15 million, around that kind of ballpark. And apparently Wan-Bissaka wants a payoff or something, so I don't know if that's similar to Maguire's situation.
Oh, God. It's happening again.
This seems like it seems
again.
more than it's worth, doesn't it? Like, getting this deal done. Do you not think?
Yeah. What is Wan-Bissaka on? What, 150?
Yeah, I'd probably say a little bit less, so about 120, 130 when I looked at the wage bill, I'm pretty sure.
If West Ham are offering a good salary, I don't know what that means. Like, is that under? I'm guessing under. If he's asking for a payoff, I'm guessing he's getting under that. So he's asking for the year's worth of the contract pay.
Yeah, like Maguire was, basically.
Which, yeah, that makes me worried because how much is that going to be? Like, I'm not good at maths, but somebody in the chat help me out. How much is that going to be? And then we take that out of the profit that we get from it. So, like, do you know what I mean? So it's just like this is a pain in the ass, isn't it? This is
well, he's got 1 year left on his contract, right? Let's see, West Ham are offering him 100k a week. So he's on an extra 30k a week with us. I'd be an extra 120 grand a month. 1.57 million, something like that. You're probably looking at extra that he's asking for. And United are like, no, put it on the transfer fee. I'm looking at him like, I can't be arsed with this back and forth for ages with this deal. I know deals are difficult sometimes. I know there's a lot of paperwork, agents involved, and I know they can be fucking hassle. But we haven't got time to be fucking hassling about, season starts soon, man. Let's get some fucking players in. We're one more short than we was last season.
Why is it every time it comes for us selling players, it's like going to the dentist having a wisdom tooth pulled? It's fucking painful. It's never easy. It's never just, we've sold this player, decent fee, sick, and it's gone. It's always like, right, we're gonna have to pull this tooth, but we're gonna have to, like, no anesthetic, and we're gonna have to yank it for like hours until it comes out. That's what it feels like every fucking time we sell a player.
After the yanking with us, it's like it might not even come out. It might just stay in there. That's the difference between United.
I mean, we and then we go fuck off.
Yeah. You're gonna have to put it back in there. Me and Sam was just discussing in the WhatsApp actually. Julian Alvarez, so City's second striker, has just been sold for £80 million. £80 million.
Mental.
We've got players who we bought for 50, like Wan-Bissaka, who was 30 million more than Julian Alvarez. 80 million for Antony. We're nowhere close to that, like we was just discussing before. Jadon Sancho. I mean, you can go through loads of them.
Conor Gallagher has also just gone to Atletico for what, 50 million euros?
I don't know the price. I didn't see the price.
I think it's 50 million euros, and we're struggling to get 20 for Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Random guy. Sorry for the late response. I was driving, and my name is Kusai. Okay, I like that name.
Interesting.
Kusai.
Why you go with that instead of my random guy? That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe. I don't know. Kusai. Yeah, fun.
I do.
Rabiot's wages.
We've just put. I retweeted the story about Ben Jacobs about Edison. And a guy with a perfect gif. He's just put whenever we try to negotiate with Atlanta, and it's a guy just slowly pulling his pants down.
Very good. Strong gif game. I'm all for that.
Shout out to Sid the Whistle. Like, I don't know if you're in the chat.
What a name as well. Jesus Christ.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic gift.
Yeah, that is really good. I'm always, anyone who follows on Instagram or Twitter, if you've got a top gift game, get them in the comments, always. I'm a big fan of that. James Grogan saying, Rabiot's wages may be an issue like Casemiro in 2 years' time. Yeah, you're correct on that. Yeah. Link to Edison from Ben Jacobs. Yeah, we touched on that. How about Gomez from Wolverhampton? He looks good. I think Wolves are asking for around 60 million from what I've seen.
United, it's going to be 80. I guarantee it. Every time we go to Wolves to try and get a player, the price suddenly goes. You remember Ruben Neves? 40 odd million. And then when United came in, they wanted 70 million. Like, fuck off. Just don't bother.
Exactly. It's a joke. Maguire tried this last season. Now Wan-Bissaka, the players have too much power now. It's a joke. He's only on 4.6 million a year, random guy, so less than 2 mil deficit on 1 year salary. Swedish covered it on Twitter, mate. I don't know who that's. Is that in reference to Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah. There's a guy on Twitter called Swedish something, and he breaks down like football financials and shit like that.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
Yeah.
When are you doing the City preview? Good question, Andy. What day are we on today? Tuesday.
Probably
Game on Saturday.
Thursday.
Thursday? Yeah.
Probably Thursday.
Thursday we'll do it, and then we've got a big season review. I keep saying fucking review every time I say that. Big season preview. Jesus Christ! Next week, we will do that. Now, Joshua Zirkzee, Sam. Let's move on. Change gears slightly. Got his shirt number changed. Now it's not mega news, not global news, but he is the new number 11.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll do the shirt justice? Is there a couple of comments from him today? Again, I touched on this in the afternoon show, but I want to get your thoughts on it as well about him being a more of a 9.5. He's a different kind of player. He loves to be skillful, and I was saying basically that's refreshing because the way the game is at the minute, it's very athletic in it. It's very high press. It's very keep hold of the ball. Not too many shots from outside the box. So someone like Zirkzee could be that kind of. Remember back in the day, like a Jogger Benito or Wayne Rooney Street Striker or Total 90, all that kind of stuff.
No, he seems like from the stuff I've seen, he seems like he's built like a brick shit house. Like he's 6'4", I think. But
he's a big lad.
He's got a really good touch. He's really like skillful, likes his footwork and stuff like that. Knows where the net is. Like there was a couple of goals I looked at where he scored. He didn't even look at the net, but he knew exactly where it was and just buried it. So yeah, I'm excited to see him play, and he's versatile as well. The fact that he can play across that front line and he can adapt and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited, and we're probably going to see him on Saturday because obviously Højlund is out. You're probably going to see him at some point, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe not starting, but you're probably going to see him at some point. So yeah, really, really excited. Obviously, if we just take Mason Greenwood off that list for the number 11, because I think the best we can do is forget about that scumbag. But obviously, the most famous incarnation of that number is Ryan Giggs, and you know the history he has for the club. One of my favorite players of all time. Shame me again, he's an absolute scumbag as a human being, but I
had to stop myself then because I was saying actually no, because he got in court, he got thingy, and then I remembered no, he still slept with his brother's wife and had a kid with her basically. So yeah.
So I again, if we just take the sort of personal thing out of it, one of the best players of United ever in recent history, and was at the club for a very long time. Now, obviously, those days are probably gone. There's probably not many players who are going to stay at club for lifetimes. So, but yeah, if he can live up to half of what Ryan Giggs done, I think he'll be in good company and fans will love it. But yeah, really excited to see him, and I can't wait to see what he does. Like, I'm just really interested to see how he works with the likes of Garnacho, Ahmad, Bruno, how he links it all together. I want to see what happens.
Happy days. I think Zirkzee's going to bring something different. Can't wait to see him play. Still say it. We should have bought Ruben Neves, says Jay McGrogan. I'm a fan of the player. I think he's good. You really like Neves, didn't you, Sam?
I loved him
when he was at Wolves.
I loved it. I thought he'd be perfect for the midfield, but they're just asking for stupid money. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Andy Williams saying, imagine a striker actually having a first touch been too long. Yeah. He's a technician, man. I keep referencing the show before, I'm sorry. But I was talking about Zirkzee, and I was watching the training videos last night of him, just like the aerobic stuff that they do, and then some of the touches he was doing, like some stuff he was doing with the ball, like you can just tell he's a really good technician and a really good dribbler. So I'm very excited.
Wasn't his hero Ronaldinho or something?
Yeah.
So
loved Ronaldinho.
There you go.
I mean, if it could turn out to be anything like him, my God. Nick, did you watch Banshee yet? I'm gonna level with you, Dan. When people when people have suggestions, I do take a while. I will watch them, but I do take a while to watch because I half the time I spend fucking remote on Netflix looking through things, and I'm like, don't want to watch that, and it's a commitment in it. When you're watching a series, you do make a big commitment to it, and it's 8 seasons or whatever. But I promise you I'll get around to it at some point. I'm actually watching films at the minute, more so. I've been watching the American Pies, which I absolutely love, and I think they're fucking hilarious. So. Yeah, that's just my thing in a minute. Comedy films. Any films you're watching at the moment, Sam?
Films. Let me get my list.
Yeah.
Where's my list? So I'm a fucking nerd, by the way. If you hadn't noticed, chat. I studied film at uni. My film is my, as you can see, Wong Kar-wai is one of my favorite directors. He's on my hat. If you don't know who that is, Go look him up.
I
Go
would
watch
have
his films.
never have got that. I thought it was just a brand on your cap. I would have never imagined it was fucking
Hong Kong film director. Go look him up. If somebody in the chat can name me a Wong Kar-wai film, I might have to buy you a fucking membership because guaranteed most people will know who it is, right?
everyone googling it right now.
Yeah, googling. I watched the Mad Max sequel, No Furiosa. I watched that. That was pretty decent. Enjoyed
I've never
that.
seen Mad Max.
Yeah, really, really decent film. TV series Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal. That's fucking phenomenal.
I like
Please
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Go watch that. So he's a solicitor who works for a firm, and his fellow solicitor gets murdered by, and it makes it look like it's a killer that they investigated, and he gets accused of it and gets put on trial for it. And then you're guessing the whole way through, has he done it, has he not, and stuff. So fantastic. Go watch that. New Planet of the Apes. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, was it?
That was decent.
I might watch that. Yeah.
Horror film called Late Night with the Devil. Didn't really enjoy that. Kind of bored me, but yeah, it's
Devil
what it
reference
is.
there.
Yeah.
United fan.
And then the new Japanese Godzilla -1. Fantastic. Fucking fantastic film. Please do go watch that. If you've not seen it, go watch it. Yeah, it's very different to the Godzilla Kong thing, which I liked as well, but for different reasons. Go watch it. It's fantastic. But yeah, I've gone off on a tangent there. Sorry. Apologies.
Sorry, everyone's just like, okay, yeah, listen to that. That's fine. I will give you three very simple, very enjoyable films that I love. Interstellar, always a classic.
Amazing.
Fucking love that film and the music in it. Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman.
Film.
Unbelievable film.
The director, that Denis Villeneuve, if you look at his timeline, his history of like films he's done, I don't think he's made a bad film. It's fucking ridiculous how good he's
like
been.
Nolan.
So guess. I want you to guess the most recent film he did. Couldn't
even guess.
You know, the Dune films. Dune Part 1.
Oh, right.
He did
did he do them as well?
He did
Holy
those.
shit.
He did Arrival.
Yeah.
He did the Blade Runner 2049, which I fucking love as well. Like that guy.
Is that Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Is it Ryan Gosling?
That guy, yeah, right. Yeah. That guy hasn't got a miss. Like Christopher Nolan does not miss. Does not fucking miss.
Yeah. Godzilla, Grown Ups 1 and 2. Well, yeah, they're very laid back, kind of comedy, relaxed kind of family. Yeah. Yeah. Finally saw The Black Phone, really good.
The horror film. Yeah, the horror film.
Ah, right.
I've seen that.
Interesting.
Decent.
Think first box set type thing I binged was 24.
Oh, yeah.
I think that won an Emmy. Pretty sure that won an Emmy back in the day.
Yeah,
24. A few of them. So yeah, if anyone has any, it's really gone off on a tangent here. There's people probably tuning in saying, "What the fuck's going on with Antony Duarte or whatever?" We discussed it. We're just at the end of the show. We like to do a bit of a chat with everyone. So
any questions?
Yeah.
Throw them in. Music, football, whatever you want. Put them in.
What was I going to say then?
You had three films. You were thinking. You did
three films. Interstellar, Prisoners, and I mean, I always say The Dark Knight. That's what I go to, so I'll try to change it. Films I really loved. I haven't broadened my thing a lot with films. I need to start watching more of them. I'll have a think on that one. But if anyone has any recommendations for series, please do.
Presumed Innocent. Apple TV.
That, yeah,
phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal.
Have you seen the one with Tom Holland, by the way, the psychological series?
No,
it's got the woman. Oh, what's it called?
I saw the film he did, Cherry. I saw that.
No, not that. It was it's a psychological series on Apple TV with Tom Holland in.
Okay.
And it was really, really good. And he's got like split personalities in it.
Ah, okay.
But it's like an investigation for a full season. And the woman she's the one that's in Mamma Mia, and she's in Ted 2. And Ted, I think, as like the lawyer.
Right. Okay.
Very famous actor. I think it is. Someone will know what I'm on about. But that's supposed to be good. Hold up. He's like loads of things about film, and then there's Wan-Bissaka in the film of it. Yeah, we spoke about Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Mr. In Between is class series, lads. Well worth a watch. What's Mr. In Between about?
I know that one. I've not heard of that. Interesting.
Me neither. Elite, Netflix. Also not heard of it.
No.
Lead Balloon, Jack D. Rewatch it often.
That's an old one. That I watched that back in the day. Yeah, that was like early 2000s, I think. So it's like 20 years old, I think.
Dan Fenton, I really think Sancho more of a chance going than Antony, lads. What do you think, Nick and Sam? You want to take that, Sam?
I don't see either of them going. To be honest,
I agree.
I think they're
I would
both
also
here come September.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Now, I mentioned at the start that I'll tell you a little story that's happened today, and we'll finish up with this unless Sam or anyone else has anything they want to kind of talk about. So, I got a bad cough today. I've seen The Matrix 50 times, and if I've run into it, I still watch it. Everyone has that.
Matrix.
I've watched The Dark Knight fucking millions of times. Yeah.
I love The Matrix. Matrix is fantastic.
So, today, I have been shifting a load of furniture about downstairs in my front room, right? Just moving stuff, cleaning stuff, just moving couches, etc. And where the TV is downstairs, there is a modem and there is like a Virgin box underneath it, and then it's like a cabinet with doors. Yeah, so behind the cabinet with doors, there was a load of like, I don't even know what it was. It just seemed like, do you know the things you get for cats on the scratch boards?
Yeah.
There was like loads of that scattered everywhere behind the thing. So I was like, what the fuck is a cat been behind here or something? So I cleaned it all up, mopped it up, blah, blah, blah. I thought nothing of it. I was like, right, sweet. Do a bit more cleaning, moving couches about, go back to it, open the cupboard door at the bottom, and there is a giant rat behind it. And when I say I shit myself, I guarantee next door heard a massive scream from a 29-year-old man that sounded like a 6-year-old girl. Anyone who knows me, any kind of rodent, rat, mouse, anything that scutters along the floor, mate, I'm such a shitbag with those kind of things. I will walk out the house until it's I've just stayed upstairs. So we had to go get a load of traps, a load of poison, and it's been a fucking nightmare. But yeah, for some reason, if someone had been filming my life for the past 3-4 days, it's just been a fucking car crash, honestly. It's so much shit. I'm not even joking, just fucking cats volleying TVs off me fucking thing. Rats being found, like, ratter, not rats, because that would have been even worse. It's, honestly, it's... Nick Milans just put, Nick soiled his Huggies.
Yeah. I mean,
I honestly,
the way things are going, he might have to start wearing them, because things are just going off everywhere.
It's weird, though, because with spiders or anything like that, I'm absolutely fine. I could touch a spider and I can just, throw it out. But like rats, it's something about him. I just cannot go near him. I cannot. But you're fine with stuff like that, aren't
you? There's no animal or bug that really bothers me. Like, it doesn't.
Nothing. You're not scared of anything at all.
Well, obviously, I'm scared. Like, if I got in the water and a great white shark came at me, obviously I'd shit myself. But do you know?
You're not going to see a great white shark in your bath, are you?
I mean, if I am, Jesus Christ, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But yeah. No. When I was in Australia, we came across a huntsman spider, and I don't know if you've ever seen a huntsman spider.
Oh, big boys.
They're huge. Like, they're so big, you can hear them walking across the floor at night. That's how fucking big they are. But they're harmless. Like, they're not poisonous. They don't bite. So it just looks horrific. And yeah, that even that, I was just like, oh yeah, it's massive, but it's not going to do anything. So you just kind of leave it to it. So yeah, snakes, spiders, rats, yeah, don't really bother me. The only thing that creeps me out, that it's not scary where I can't have it be around it, I can't look at it, but it unnerves me to the point of, like, I feel uncomfortable. The ventriloquist dummies, I don't like it.
Really?
And dolls.
Didn't you? And you got a saw tattooed on you?
No, I've got the jigsaw piece. I ain't got a dummy.
Yeah, but Saw has got the dummy in it, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You love that film.
I don't like the dummy. I don't like. You know, the dolls and the ventriloquist thing. They look like they haven't got a soul, but they might be alive. But they might steal yours, and there's just something unnerving about it. Like, you know, if you go to like you see those old porcelain dolls from like the Victorian era.
Someone's just joining in now.
We're going off the figure. Yeah, this is turning into After Dark. But you know what I mean? Like, if you see those dolls with like the glass eyes and they seem to follow you around the room.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It unnerves me. It really unnerves me, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. But anytime, like, I went to a museum in the Netherlands, I think, and it was a doll museum, and it was fucking terrifying. Like, just a bunch of dolls lined up looking at you the entire way through, like, horrifying. So yeah, that's the only thing that bugs me.
Macmillan saying here in Durban, South Africa, we have black mambas, Mozambican spitting cobras, puff adders, all massive snakes in houses all the time. Highly venomous snakes.
That's
That
horrific.
now I just feel like a bitch saying that. And also, just a reference, when people hear like a rat or something, they think, oh, scruffy. The house is clean as fuck. It's the cat who's brought it in, basically, and it's just decided to have a fucking house. Always brings mice in and shit. It's fucking well annoying. Just yesterday, I lifted the toilet lid. I thought that was gonna go differently.
I don't know where that was.
Yeah. To find a pair of spiders in the bowl. Wow, there's quite a lot of people in the chat coming having animal encounters, as it seems. I think McMillan's kind of won that one, though. Here's one to finish on. Just a good question. And this is for you guys in the chat. What's the weirdest animal encounter you've ever had? And we can finish on that. Put it in the chat and we'll read it. And the best one, if we could gift single memberships, I would do it, but I don't even think we can do it.
No, I think people can buy them individually for people, but I don't think we can. Like, it's really annoying that YouTube should allow that.
You should allow us to gift single ones, shouldn't it? It's a bit annoying.
Dino's asked, do you think we need a left back and a right back?
No, I think if we got Mazraoui in, I think that would be enough cover. Dallow's fit all the time, so he's probably going to play there.
Harry Amas can fill in.
Harry Amas, Shaw, Malacia will be back at some point. I think you've got enough there. I mean, I could be absolutely wrong. They could all have huge injuries, and we're looking at getting loans, but we'll see how the start of the season goes. You've got a couple of weeks, haven't you? 3 weeks to assess it. If they manage to stay fit, fine. If two of them get injured, it's like, right, we'll go back in the market for a loan and we'll go get fucking Region back or something, I'd say.
Kerwin Nixon has put, I like some John Wick movies. I like the John Wick movies. Really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, random guy, man. Jesus Christ.
Can we read that? Can we read that one out? I love that one.
A rabbit had a shag with my right foot. Fair enough. Fair enough. Best films are Django, Life, and Blazing Saddles. Good calls, Dino. I like your taste. Very good taste.
Yeah. Plus, alligators and all crocs live. Okay. I had a lovely encounter with a family of foxes, says Richard. Yeah, I do like foxes.
Got chased by a bull elephant in Kruger National Park. Big poo in pants. Fucking hell.
Chased by a bull elephant. What's it like? Elephants are big. I'm guessing a bull elephant is fucking enormous.
Bull elephant is the male elephant with the tusks. No, the big fuckers.
Oh, so yeah. They are.
That.
You got chased by one. Why did it chase you? Is it just random or?
Imagine that, because they're not slow either. They're quick elephants. Like, they're quite fast. Like, that's fucking terrifying.
Some of these stories are great. I'm gonna ask more questions like this in the future. When I went to the toilet one morning, seen a mouse on the floor, jump up on the toilet seat, wouldn't move for hours. Dan, me and you share the same same phase.
I like my damn United. 5 years old, Blackpool Beach. My donkey broke free. I got chased for half a mile by a dog still hanging on.
These are great. If anyone ever has a video, like if you've got a video of that, please do send it in, because I'd happily watch shit like this. That sounds fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's fucking great. Getting chased by a dog while falling off a Blackpool donkey.
I'd hate to be face to face with a snake that can swallow me whole. Sorry, go on. What you say?
Donkeys in Blackpool is kind of a unique English sensation, isn't it? I don't imagine there's donkeys on beaches in like Spain or any other country.
There's donkeys at Old Trafford, mate. There's fucking plenty of them. But donkeys on beaches is in. I always feel tight because they just look fucking fed up, man. They're just going.
How would
they're
you
doing
feel?
The same,
just
back and forth.
Just fat fucking toddlers getting on your back and just walking up and down a beach.
Screaming toddlers, like, and it's like, do that same path you've been doing all day, back and forth, so we can put £5 in our pocket. Save the donkeys, man. That's what I'm saying.
If I was a donkey, I'd buck it off. No, the kid.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. We were in the camp having a barbecue and went for a pee in the bush, and a bull elephant started charging shat bricks. Oh my god!
Christ, that's terrifying.
Mick Millen is winning here with the animal encounters. Let me tell you.
You got an elephant.
Got chased by an American pit when I was a kid. Had to climb on a park climbing frame. American pit bull, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I think American pit bull. Yeah, dogs are scary, man, especially when you're kids. If they're aggressive dogs, I mean, even the park up from our family, you go in there. Sometimes you get like a staffy or that, something like that you come across. You shit your pants.
The issue with dogs is, it's never the dog; it's the fucking owner. The owner's always the
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
because he's
Correct.
not bothered to train the dog correctly. Like if you get a dog and it's been trained correctly, they're the nicest things in the world. Even the big, massive ones, like amazing. But when you got a shit owner, this always turns out to be a shit dog, unfortunately.
Yeah. You've all mentioned scary animals, but one of you haven't mentioned the most fearless fucker, especially in the UK, if anyone's from here. And I will tell you what it is right now. So I had an encounter when I was in Blackpool, going back there. So if anyone's ever been Blackpool and they've got like fish and chips or sugar donuts, and they've gone and sat on the bench at the beach, the fucking seagulls there are the most aggressive bastards ever. And so me and my girlfriend sat down eating these sugar donuts. A gang of what do you call like a group of seagulls? Like a column or like
I'd definitely call it a gang because
a gang of seagulls
they
in it.
fucking mug you, don't they?
They are yobs.
Yeah.
They are yobs. Let me tell you.
And they're loud as well. Like they're probably just
yeah.
Like,
They're aggressive, man. And he was getting closer and closer and closer. And they started getting really personal.
They're
big boys.
Big as well. Like they're massive.
Yeah. And you start getting a bit like, oh, okay, these are getting a bit thingy. Start nipping at you, and you're like, fuck it. So they started chasing us. We was literally running with a packet of sugar donuts in our hands. I had to like throw a sugar donut as like a bit of bait so we could get away. Like anyone who's ever been, they'll know they are fucking well aggressive. Horrible, man.
Have you seen Jason Manford's joke about the pigeon? Have you seen that? He said he was sat like having his lunch in Manchester City Centre, and he was just eating his lunch. And a guy walks past, and his pigeon's just like flying at him and trying to take food away from him, and he's just getting proper annoyed with his fucking pigeon. And he comes back round this pigeon thing, and he just sparks it out, just fucking punches his pigeon, and just sparks it out on the floor. And his pigeon's just on his back, just fucking seeing stars like completely. And the guy didn't even break his stride; he was just walking. Pigeon were like that. He just went poof, and just kept walking. Didn't stop.
Wow!
Like fuck it.
Yeah. I would not enjoy people to punch pigeons, but clearly that guy was pissed off. That is mad, absolutely mad.
Dan, I'm not better, but things are improving on the thing that I've had to deal with. So, and then this lovely show and you guys with your stories and the fun, that improves my mood. So I appreciate you checking in, mate.
Absolutely. It's sometimes on this before we go live, everyone has it. Everyone has a fucking a shit day and a shit mood. And sometimes even before a show, I'm like, I really can't. I ain't got the energy to be interactive or thingy. But then as soon as like the questions start coming in the chat and you start to speak about things like this, when you actually finish a show, it's like doing a bit of a gym session. When you finish, you're relieved after mentally, like, oh, you know, you distracted yourself away from whatever fucking exterior things are going on. So always grateful for that. And random guy showing his appreciation is gifted a membership. Alex was the recipient of that, so hopefully you enjoy the exclusive content, Alex. And he's put a Nick emoji in the chat. So
by the way,
absolute legend.
Has anybody got anything they would like to, if you're a member especially, but even if you're not, you can throw a suggestion. Is there anything you would like to see in terms of like content for members and stuff like that? Because we can keep doing stuff that we have been doing and it's fine, but if you've got anything you'd like to see, we'd love to see it. I think we need to film it after dark as well. Like it's been a while since we filmed it after dark, so please get
a lot of the lads have been busy, aren't they? So Shreyas, Dan, Adam, Aaron.
Shreyas on holiday. Dan is working insane hours. Aaron's obviously just had a kid. Chivy, I think he was traveling with his parents and stuff like that. So
and Adam's snorkeling somewhere around Ireland. So
he was living in a car at one point, wasn't he?
They are busy boys. So it's hard to get them on at the moment. But we are going to try doing After Dark, and we're going to try do a big season preview as well. I'd fight a pterodactyl for a donut, let alone a seagull, Nick. Well, listen, the sugar donuts are definitely worth it. I agree with that side of it. But I'm telling you, them seagulls, horrible. My sister had a bat struck her in the hair once. Funniest shit I've ever seen, and her screams were comedy gold. We had fruit bats in the back of this house, didn't we, Sam?
Yeah.
Back in the day. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Pirate, the cat, he brought one in. It was stuck to his face and he couldn't get it off.
Fruit bats. Yeah. Crazy. That's another fear. I don't know if you've ever been to Chester Zoo. You know the bat cave that they've got there? It's just like millions of bats when you walk in, and it's dark as fuck, and they're flying past your head. Wow. Horrible. Yeah, not great. Some people love it, but not for me. Fighting random guy with a super chat saying fighting the seagulls with Nick would be great. Well, you're more than welcome. Next time I go Blackpool, I'll invite some of you. You could just be my security. Just fucking maybe not punch him, but just keep him away. Dan saying, just keep doing what you're doing, lads. Keep updated with the news and live shows. It's great. We will, regardless.
Couple of news updates from James Ducker.
Okay.
Let me just go through these.
This is what you love. Live shows, live news, react.
Obviously, this is the news we already know. Just in Manchester United switched their focus to a number of different midfield targets. Sander Berge, Richard Rios is a new name on the list. We've not seen that one. Martin Zubimendi, or could even bring back Sofian Amrabat. They had hoped to sell Casemiro this summer to help fund the move for number 6, but as things stand, there seems to be no takers. Manchester United felt the price tag of Manuel Ugarte, 51 million, the same as what it cost PSG a year ago, should be more realistic given to his limited starts last season. PSG feels said valuation is justified due to the interest in him. Due to the interest in by who? We're the only ones in for him.
I haven't seen any other clubs. No, they're chatting shit.
There are tentative interest from Italy and Turkey and Victor Lindelof, but guess what's the stumbling block, Nick?
Yeah, wages.
There we go. His stumbling block are his wages.
Yeah.
That is a little couple of updates there from James Ducker in the Telegraph.
It's getting a bit tedious in it at the moment, the way it's going. I'm just, to be honest, I want football to kick back off, and then I won't be as arsed. I'll be distracted by football and previews with that. Yeah. But we've covered transfers like almost every single fucking transfer since the window opened. So it's getting a bit like we need to get these targets in now and get moving forward, rather than, oh, we might go for this guy, or we like this guy. I know a lot of it's journalists talking utter nonsense for clicks. But that in itself is annoying because you're leading United fans on different paths. They then get excited about certain players, and then within days it gets fucking shut down. Nope, absolute nonsense. Never ever even spoken to the player or the player's agents. And that is 90% of United's business. Usually the way it goes.
What's the thing me and Chivy say all the time? If anybody, there's a movie for you, Training Day. If you haven't seen it, please do go watch it. Phenomenal, won an Oscar. He said there's a scene where they sat in a diner and he goes to meet him for the first time and he's reading a newspaper and he keeps interrupting him and he's like, right, do you know why I read this newspaper? And he's just like, no, it's just like, it's 90% bullshit, but I read it because it entertains me.
Yeah.
And it's like basically how you take transfer windows. It's 90% bullshit, but it's entertaining bullshit.
People love transfers.
But it's still bullshit. So 90%, just take that into account when you're reading all these different rumors and stuff.
The one positive, if I was to look at the flip side of it for United, the one positive, we've probably in a weird way been one of the most active teams, or we've done 2 really good deals, 3 if you want to count Chido.
Sold as well. Sold 3 players.
Yeah. So in that sense, you're like, okay, because the rest of the teams, I mean, City have obviously just sold Julian Alvarez. No doubt they'll make a big move. But there's a lot of teams that are very quiet, that aren't doing a lot of business. Liverpool fans getting more and more frustrated with FSG because they haven't really bought anyone. Arsenal bought one player. I don't know about I know Spurs have been linked with like Solanke and there's a couple of others, but they're not through the door yet. So in that sense, you're like, well, everyone else, not like it makes it okay, but everyone else in the league is basically got the same team, haven't they?
Villa are the only ones who've moved, haven't they? Villa are the only ones who've been like...
Chelsea as well, I'd throw in there. I think Chelsea have bought a couple from what I've seen.
They buy players
but Chelsea, like
it's a fucking chewing gum, don't they? They just go out and buy whatever. And then Newcastle are trying to move for Mike Gahey, aren't they? That's their
that'll be their only signing so far. Yeah. So West Ham making some good
shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah. Fulkrug, Somerville. Ooh, trying to sign Wan-Bissaka, and they've signed someone else as well. I can't think who it is. Spurs signed a Son regen and Archie. Oh, Archie Gray, of course.
Gray,
yeah, fantastic signing that. But I'm saying it's not a prolific window, is it? From what you've seen, it's
FFP and PSR is proper restricted clubs, hasn't it? In terms of like you remember the a couple of summers ago where it was just like spending was just fucking going crazy, and it was like the highest spend ever, and now you're probably looking at one of the lowest spends ever, I'd imagine.
I think by this point last season, you had Kai Havertz move, I think, to Arsenal, was it? Yeah. Declan Rice, 100 million.
Hoyland, 70.
Hoyland moved 70 million. Gvardiol, 90 million. Like, you had a massive spend last summer, and it's for Premier League clubs in particular. It's not been nowhere close to that. So, yeah, maybe I'm not as worried. But if in the next week City buy a couple of big players and Spurs get a few in, then it's like, oh, this is going to start getting tough. It's competitive now for the top 10, let alone top fucking 6.
Imagine City just slap the dick on the table and go sign Florian Wirtz. He's just like,
Would it surprise you though?
No, it wouldn't. But like, you're like,
No,
for fuck's
no.
sake, man! Like, you don't need him. You don't need
No,
him.
but they
Like,
just
why?
do shrewd business. They're just
Ah,
good at doing it. If they lost Julian Alvarez, you would think they're going to go in the market for a
they have to.
striker,
Yeah, they have to.
and I would not be surprised if they went in for an Ivan Toney or someone like that. It might be different. It might be again more of a 9.5 like a Julian Alvarez. But that's dangerous, man. When they reinvest that money, if they do, they never miss to the City when they sign a player. Very rarely.
No. And it's even if it's not the first season, like sometimes they buy a player the first season don't quite work, but then second season normally it happens and everything clicks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gvardiol had a madness, didn't he, towards the end of last season at left back, scoring like 7 goals. Yeah. What the fuck?
Well, it's like Jack Grealish is a weird one though, isn't it? Because it's like the first season he wasn't really playing, second season he was integral to that treble.
Yeah,
and then last season, nothing. I didn't really play at all. So.
But Pep always likes to refresh it, doesn't he? He's like you've seen it with Cancelo, you've seen it with many players come and go. Like he has to keep the system refreshed, so the competitive edge stays at the top. And if he doesn't do that, then I think we need to take a similar philosophy. To be fair, too many players have been stalemate at United for a long, long time, and there's been no consequences. And I think now with Ineos coming in, there's going to be consequences, or you'd like to hope there's consequences. So players like you, Marcus Rashford, who I'd say probably on a last chance kind of saloon, and plenty of other players, it's not going to be as easy for him now, and these players to take their place now. So hopefully that pushes him to get some consistency and perform better.
Matt Millins putting some out there. I would love to see Ineos to do a madness and buy Wharton and Cole Palmer next summer. Oh,
Cole Palmer, I would love. If shit goes tits up at Chelsea again.
Bruno replacement. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bruno. I don't even want to think about replacing him, but obviously he's getting on a little bit. He's 30 years old. Yeah. Cole Palmer, I love him as a player.
United fan
so
as well.
United fan from Manchester. Yeah. The way he performed last season, I mean, we saw it firsthand, didn't we? Because he scored against us. Did he score a hat-trick against us, Palmer? Yeah, in that game, that was just utter madness. And had a load of us losing that. I think he's a top player. Nothing phases that kid as well. So I know for a fact to move to United, it just wouldn't even touch the sides with him.
Fucking criminal as well that it took till the quarters, the semi-finals of the Euros before he got actual minutes, and Southgate decided to play him because it was just like every time he came on, he was the game changer. He changed everything and got us to win. So yeah, Macmillan, Wharton, Mainu, and Palmer is orgasmic. I agree. That I'd be like, just take my legs now. I don't need it anymore.
Midfield, though, isn't it? Like Wharton, Palmer, and Mainu. It's
3 great players, though. 3 really good players.
Of course, yeah. Right, we'll end the show because we're getting near the hour mark now. I'll just read out the last few comments. Looking back at last season, Højlund had a good first season. I'd agree with that assessment, Random. I think all things considered, absolutely. Kerwin Nixon says, I appreciate you guys. Don't do the straight up clickbaiting vibes. Thank you very much.
Well,
nice of you.
Guess what the real is in Real Reds Talk, mate? That's part of it.
Yeah. I always say that we don't say real Reds because we think we're top Reds and just because we're from Manchester. We think like maybe some people get that vibe. I don't know. Call it real Reds because it's genuine and authentic, and we like being as real as we possibly can and not fucking sugarcoating shit. I think that's the way it should be. Anyway, United need to add mobility and muscle to our midfield. Still hopeful Ugarte gets the deal done. Thank you very much for that, Steph. Dino saying Palmer to the... Oh, we already read that. Dan saying, yeah, getting younger lads in who were good instead of these so-called top players who do nothing, just come for money. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if senior players get pushed out by youngsters when they're ready for first team. Shea and the likes, maybe backups to begin with. And random guy, facts. Right, guys, we will leave it at that because, like I said, it's been nearly an hour. Keep your eye on United in the next couple of days. I imagine something's probably going to break. Given how things are going. As always, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing when we do go live and you don't miss the start of the show and have to rewind back so you miss some great anecdotes and questions. I suppose me and Sam will see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of your day. It is Wednesday tomorrow, so it's hump day. Follow the socials, absolutely. And if you have anything else, Sam, go for it.
Special guest next week. I can't wait. Really fun. So please do have your notifications on because it's probably going to be an early one. Probably going to be an early morning one. So make sure you don't miss it. I think that's it. But yeah, we're going to film some members content. So if you do want to become a member, please do click the link in the bio. £3-4 a month, and it helps pay for Canva, Adobe soon. We don't take any sort of profit from it. Like, it just helps maintain the channel and stuff. But yeah, please do check it out. There's some stuff on there already, and there's going to be stuff coming.
Yeah, for sure. Take it easy, everyone. Legends, absolute legends. Love the stories, love the questions, love everything.